Hello and welcome to the Christmas 2021 holiday Heart of Darkness Led Zeppelin podcast. I'm doing this at 12:30 in the afternoon, which is weird because I'm off from work, getting ready to go to my family's for the holidays. But I'm getting this out first because I love you and I feel like I need to get this done. I don't want to not do a podcast this week. So, and this is a good one. This is an important one. Those rascals at the Dogs of Doom have found another unreleased Led Zeppelin show. Led Zeppelin, Hollywood, Florida, September 1st, 1971. A show that we have not had ever before and has been sitting in someone's drawer for 50 years on two old shitty cassettes, a C60 and a C30, until these guys found someone who had found the taper, convinced the taper to let them digitize it and restore it, and then release it. Is there anything these guys can't do? Holy mackerel, Dogs of Doom came out of the gate running, and now for like the last 18 months or 2 years or so have just been the shining beacon of Zeppelin fandom. They did Badge Holders Blues, remember that? That video compilation of the 77 tour where you can watch through synced up 8mm footage, painstakingly synced to audio recordings. An entire 1977 compilation show. You can watch it. Unreal. And then they just kept releasing and finding stuff. And not just Zeppelin, but they've also found a Cream show. I think they found a Genesis show. Bless them. Super important, super important, super important. Now this show, and they found the even better version of the Pontiac show that I did not too long ago. This tape is fine. In Dazed and I think Stairway, it's either Stairway or A Whole Lotta Love, there's lots of drops. Lots of drops. I'm not featuring those for that reason. The recording is not that bad, considering it was recorded on shitty tape with undoubtedly a shitty tape recorder, and then sat for 50 years. 50 years. It is very listenable. There is distortion that's from the source. I think that was just put on the tape from the microphone to the tape player. But it is still very listenable. Almost in some places sounds like you're listening to it through a fan. In a way, that's not, but you're going to enjoy this. And as far as we knew, just a few days ago, nobody knew this show existed. Although, I mean, everybody knew the show was performed, but nobody knew there was a recording for it. And even better, a tiny bit of what is listed as the August 31st Orlando soundboard. Thank you, I believe, is actually from this show and not Orlando. Does that mean there's a soundboard out there? Yes, it does. So there's even more to hope for at some point. All right, we're going to get going. This is so weird. I've been procrastinating all morning doing this because it just feels so weird to be in sunlight, bright and chipper, with a cup of coffee in hand, doing this, as opposed to doing this in the dark with a beer and a bong and getting stoned and doing this. But we're going to prevail. I'm going to play a 3-song stretch, and they're consecutive, and I briefly thought of just playing them all together, but no, it's not necessary. But we're going to open with track 3. Oh, let me see if I can give you the track listing of this. I will have this available on heartofmarkness.com. Oh, look at that. I did it. Yay. Oh, these guys even did cover art. How awesome. All right, friendos. We've got... This is Charlie C. from the Dogs of Doom. Found and transferred this source. And Michael V., the original taper from 50 years ago. Brother, thank you so much. Thank you so much for doing this. And this is these are off the master cassettes. This is not a generational thing. The master cassettes were used for this transfer. This is called Diamond of the Gold Coast. It's the 18th liberated release from the Dogs of Doom. And the set list is as follows. Immigrant Song, Heartbreaker, Since I've Been Loving You, Black Dog, Dazed and Confused, Stairway, That's the Way, What Is and What Should Never Be, Moby Dick, 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 Whole Lot of Love, the organ solo, and then Thank You. Good stuff. Run time is just under 2 hours. And boy, oh boy, guys, this is a good show. I mean, any 71 Zeps show is going to be a good show. So we are glad we have this, and we are moving bravely and gaily forward. All right, what am I going to play for you first? I'm going to play for you Heartbreaker. Heartbreaker, right after the Immigrant Song. Leans straight into Heartbreaker. Brand new show. You've not heard this before, unless you've already downloaded this from Dogs of Doom or listened to it on YouTube when they posted it. In which case, well, you're going to hear it again. All right, friendos, September 1st, 1971, Led Zeppelin. completely enjoyable. A great performance of a show unheard for 50 years. I keep circling around to that, but it's noteworthy. All of these bootlegs that we collect, all these shows that we listen to, were all stealthily, sneakily taped by somebody or multiple somebodies who weren't supposed to be there and who risked getting thrown out, or if they were caught by any of the Zeppelin crew, getting roughed up and then thrown out and getting their shit destroyed. And then 50 years passes, and these tapes still exist and are still discoverable, restorable, and now shareable. I love the Dogs of Doom group for this reason. I mean, the Badge Holder Blues things and all those compilations and video stuff, they're great. They're great. But in my opinion, it's the discovery and liberation of these, heretofore unheard recordings that has greater historical value and weight. I mean, the videos, Badge Holder Blues is triumphant and huge, and if that's all they did, they would have earned their medal. But this is, 18 releases of either better sources, improved sources, new shows. Really, really, the consensus in the Led Zeppelin community before Dogs of Doom and this younger generation ran with it was that, things had tapered off. And things had tapered off because the Gen X and Boomer methodologies for finding new tapes weren't working. So these younger folks with their YouTube channels just track people down. Hey, my cousin taped this show. I was there. And then they would go after the guy. Hey, are you still in touch with your cousin? Yeah. Would you mind asking him next time you see him if he has that tape? Yeah. And then not hounding them, but just gently and politely following through and following up and getting to the point where, yeah, my cousin has these tapes. He says he's going to find them. And then he sends them. And then suddenly there's a new show. A new show thanks to Mike V 50 years ago sneaking a tape player into from what I've read in the evenings with Led Zeppelin Omnibus. Thank you, beautiful, beautiful David. Other David sent this to me, one of my patrons and friends now. Gifted me this beautiful book, Evenings with Led Zeppelin, which is every show they played with pictures of the venue, reviews, photos, and where applicable, reviews of any extant recordings. It's ridiculous. It's unbelievable, and I'm so grateful to have it. David, thank you so much. And everybody else. Several people offered to send me one, which was remarkably humbling and gratifying. But the Evenings with Led Zeppelin book says that the venue in which they played in Hollywood is a renowned shithole. Like corrugated tin roof that would leak, and awful acoustics, like you're playing inside a coffee can. And and yet we have this great recording. I mean, great in that it's a great performance, and that it's great that it exists, and great that it's completely listenable. Not great like, oh my God, is this mobile fidelity? No. But my God, it's amazing that it exists. So why don't I shut the fuck up and play Since I've Been Loving You, the next song we're going to play. Okay? All right. You're never going to go wrong with the 1971 Since I've Been Loving You. Enjoy it, friendos.
This is the second gig in Florida. Last night was really too much at Orlando, so tonight's going to be just about the same. This is a track off the third album. This is called Since I've Been Loving You. dragging me. I don't wanna tell you that ain't right. I'm gonna be the best you do. Do what I could share. I love you, mama. I love you. I love you. I love you.
Splendid. Absolutely splendid. Thank you again, Mike V, for recording this. God damn. Makes me happy. You know what else makes me happy? Coughing. Hang on a sec. You know what makes me exceptionally happy? The pause button, so I can cough and hit pause. Yay. What I was about to say before I was so rudely interrupted by involuntary diaphragmatic spasms was my patrons and you, the listeners, the folks who listen to this and say, hey, Mark, thank you. It makes me happy. I love doing this for you guys. I love doing it for myself. And honestly, I'd just be screaming into the void if you guys weren't there to listen. So thank you a whole bunch. And in light of that, here comes the spiel. Brace yourself. You can find me on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube under the name Heart of Markness. I kept it nice and simple. You can also go to heartofmarkness.com, where I post the podcasts and I post the shows, the complete shows when I can, for the podcast episodes. You know, like this one. If you go to heartofmarkness.com, you will be able to download this entire show, not just the ones that I play. And that's how it is with almost all the shows I've done so far. Hundreds and hundreds of them. So yeah, heartofmarkness.com is a great resource if you want to grab these shows. And you can also, if you're of a mind to, and of the means to, support the podcast, i.e. me, by becoming a patron. So patreon.com/heartofmarkness will tell you what I have to offer and what's going on. And should you choose to join, your name will be read, unless you tell me not to, among the roles of the titans upon whose shoulders rest this podcast, as well as getting your own podcast every month and access to the Mega Drive where all the shows are stored. So there we go. A Laurel and Hardy handshake goes out to the titans upon whose shoulders rests this humble podcast. So thank you to John from West Footscray, Andrew, Philip, Picard, Kneggern, Jeff, Chris, Rob from Melbourne, Australia, Wayne, Brad, Danielle, Tracy, David, Other David, Bonzo Billy, and Mimo. Mimo, you are awesome. I saw you just bought Searching for Jimmy Page. And I hope you enjoy it, man. I really enjoyed reading that book. I just ordered it, a hard copy version of it as well. I had the author, Christy, had given me a PDF version before the interview. So I was like, can I see what you got? Which was before the book was released. So I had the book on PDF, but I want to have the book, you know? So hopefully maybe I could send it to her in North Carolina and get it autographed and sent back. I love having signed books. Just, it's neat to know that it was held in the hand of the author. All right, friends. Is that it? Is that it? I think that's it for the next song. I mean, the spiel is now complete. I have one more song to play for you, and it is Black Dog. Now, put yourselves in the position of the audience goer. They are about to hear Black Dog, most likely for the first time ever. It's not been released yet. Sept 4 has not been released yet. It might have been on the radio, but I don't know. Because you'll hear when Robert announces it, the place does not go crazy. Because everybody's like, oh, a new song. All right. And I just find that so fascinating because from this point forward, Black Dog is going to be rah! Instead of like, what did he say? Black Dog. It always used to make me so mad when I was a teenager, how the titles of Zepp songs often had nothing to do with the song itself. Black Dog, there's no Black Dog in that. All right, friendos. Black Dog, September 1st, brand new show. Thanks to Dogs of Doom. Enjoy.
This is a track off the album we got coming out in about 3 weeks' time. This is called Black Dog.
And there you have it, my friends. And there you have it. For the first time in 50 years, a Led Zeppelin show has been heard. Joyous, joyous tidings in this joyous, joyous year. So happy holidays to you all. If you celebrate, whatever you celebrate, you get time off in any case. God, it kills me that most other countries you get 25 days a year off and holidays and this and that we in America do not, and that's a bummer. But I do have time off. We do have time off this weekend. I've got time off next week as well, and I'm going to focus on getting my patron episodes. I am a month behind on my patron episodes, so I want to get that done, and I want to get this month's done as well. And then for the new year, I want to work on beefing up the podcast to the next level, which I think means me being more professional and me being not changing things, really adding things. I'd like to get back onto merch. I started looking at merch a while back. I think I may want to get a new logo, something a little more Zeptastic. So if anybody has any graphic design skills or knows a graphic designer that might be interested in making a logo for me, please let me know. Mark@heartofmarkness.com. Otherwise, I am going to pack up my stuff, take a shower, shave, and head on down to see my family for Christmas. So, happy holidays to you all. Thank you very, very much for listening. You mean the world to me. Please be good to yourself, and please be good to each other. Bye-bye.